Remember in 8th grade when everybody else got new Jordans, but I didn't get anything but used Reeboks?
Dress code. Who needs a dress code? I'll show them. I'll show them all. I'll wear a thong to work next time. Stupid COVID, all these bills, all this stress and anxiety. Can't go out to eat even, wearing these masks all the time. I've had enough. Mindfulness. If I went out and asked a bunch of strangers what mindfulness was, they'd probably confuse it with meditation. But it's actually something completely different in a sense, because you can be mindful while you're going about your day. Anything that you're doing throughout your day, you can be mindful. You may not be able to meditate throughout your day doing all the different activities, but you can certainly be mindful. And mindfulness has a tremendous amount of benefits, which I'm going to break down for you now today. But I'm asking you, before I get started, to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I'm pumping out 2 videos a week. One like this, it's a weekly inspiration where I give you kind of a little homework assignment for the week to help improve your life. And then something a little bit more involved, something more transformative that I release on Thursdays to help bring about purpose and peace and joy into your life. So please subscribe if you have not already, and make sure to ask some questions in the comment section and give me a thumbs up if you think I've deserved it. So we today are going to break down mindfulness and all the benefits. Hi there, my name is Joe Hain, and after suffering a tremendously difficult personal loss, I quit life as I knew it and began traveling the world, delighting in new and thrilling cultures and helping along the way where I could. Through endless hours of meditation, poring over hundreds of books, and delving into the depths of my own mind, I finally discovered what I've been looking for: peace, purpose, and joy. I'm here to share what I've learned so that you too can discover all that I've come to know. So let's get to it and have a bit of fun along the way. Have you found yourself kind of short to get a little bit angry or annoyed or frustrated? Or maybe you're a little bit panicked and you're worried and stressed out and anxious about what's to come in the future. Or you're holding on to a lot of grief, a lot of resentment, a bit of depression, a lot of guilt, and you are not your best version of yourself. Or maybe it's like that leftover dinner that you kind of combine everything from the fridge from the week and you put it all together for the supper. You got a little bit of depression, a dash of anxiety, 2 pounds of guilt, and a bunch of worry and panic. And then let's throw in a little bit of annoyance in there too, and a sprinkle of sadness. Top it all off, and you've got this big buffet of negative emotions. What if I could tell you and teach you something that's going to help alleviate most of that stuff for you? What would you do? You'd be like, yeah, sign me up, hook me up, I'm all in. Well, it's mindfulness. It's something to help basically get rid of all those negative emotions and put positive stuff into your being, and see that your thoughts are just your thoughts, but you're having an experience, a negative reaction to what your mind is interpreting in your realm. So to be mindful of your atmosphere, mindful of your experiences, will really liberate you from a ton of negative emotions and usher in a state of peace and tranquility. So you know when you're experiencing a negative emotion as opposed to when you're experiencing a positive emotion. What about the space between? That stillness, that serenity, that tranquil peace. It's a nice state. Well, we can experience that on a more regular basis, but a lot of us, it's very challenging because our minds are incessant. We're running through just an endless stream of thought. Some people are stating that we're going through 10,000s or even 100,000 thoughts through one day, only one day, and we're seeing 100,000 thoughts. Are they adding value to our life or taking value away from our life? So through mindfulness, we can turn down the volume of those thoughts and kind of let them just settle away, and we can experience that lull of peace, that beautiful quietude of the mind. So there's a few steps that we're going to incorporate, and we don't have to sit down and do this. It's not a meditation. So I'm going to ask you to go about your day while you're implementing these principles, and I'll expand a little bit about what different techniques you can do for the different activities that you have going throughout your day. So one of the first techniques for mindfulness is the breath. We're going to monitor our breath as we do a simple, regular household task, such as the dishes. So what we're going to do is we're going to be counting our breath and breathing with our diaphragm, letting our belly ebb in and out, and monitoring that experience of the air going through our nostrils or through our mouth, feeling and having an intense focus on that air moving in and out of our body while we count how long each inhalation and exhalation is. So for example, if I'm taking an inhalation in with the breath, I'm going to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm breathing with my belly, and I'm starting at 1 with each new breath. The breaths don't have to equal 2, so your inhalation doesn't have to be as long as your exhalation, and vice versa. It could be inhalation or inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 8, 9, 10. And vice versa. So don't worry about trying to make it real long. Try to have some nice, deep, calming breath, and not try to force it. We don't want to go real fast, but we want to be relaxed and super observant in what we're doing, such as washing dishes, and how we're breathing, what our body feels like throughout that process, as well as counting the breath as it comes in and out naturally. So that's the first step, is monitoring and counting your breath. So another key technique for mindfulness is sensory awareness. Basically, you're going to be mindful of what's going on in your immediate environment. So with my eyes open, I'm going to be looking at anything I'm doing with an intensity that I don't use on a regular basis. I'm gonna have an heightened observance levels. So I'm looking at the lights, at the bookcase, everything that's going around me, the table, the sun coming in through the window, looking at the laundry. I also want to feel. I want to feel the texture of the cloth between my fingertips, the little breeze that's coming through the window right now and blowing, whether I'm warm or cold. If you're out in the sun and you have a little sun on your shoulders, what does that feel like? And so while I'm folding laundry, I'm taking an inventory of my surroundings. I'm listening. If you be quiet for just a moment, you hear the outside, the wind chimes that are being blown by the wind. You hear the traffic passing by, the sound of my voice. I'm gonna feel my heartbeat. I'm gonna see my surroundings, and I'm gonna listen to everything. I'm gonna taste the air. I'm gonna see if there's any kind of flavor in it, any kind of sensation that I can notice. And I'm also going to smell it. I cooked something last night, it's still lingering in the air. I wanna smell that. So you're taking an inventory of your immediate environment with all of your senses, focusing really intently so on the atmosphere and taking an environment while you're continuing to do that breath work. So your mind is really inundated with task. That's the whole point of mindfulness. We're getting out of our heads because our minds can't manage all these incessant stream of thoughts while it's task oriented. So we're kind of crashing our mind in a sense, as we would with a ton of visitors crashing a website all at once. We're crashing our mind with task, with obligation. So we're doing that with our sensory inventory. We're taking an account of the current moment, and we're monitoring our breath. So you're going to be doing these two techniques, the breath work and the sensory mindfulness, through any activity. If you're driving to work, you take a little lunch break, either at home or you have to go into the office, or you're waiting to pick the kids up from school, or you're using the bathroom while you're showering, as I was doing folding laundry or doing the dishes. Stuff like this, and you're really trying to focus in on the immediate environment. And the final step here is monitoring your thoughts, because no matter how hard you try, the mind is going to have that stream of thoughts come through. You just want to be observant of it, but you really want to be super attentive to everything so that you're trying to minimize the amount of thought that is coming through your mind. And if you can, this is a really cool technique. You're going to ask yourself this question. As all those thoughts are coming, ask yourself in your mind, who am I? Who is it that is thinking these thoughts? And just let that settle and ponder that question a little bit while you're maintaining that breath work and while you're maintaining that sensory mindfulness. And through that practice, you are being mindful. You are practicing mindfulness. You're not trying to control what thoughts come, even though you may be having a run of anxiety or a dash of anger or a big brief moment of guilt or depression or resentment come through. You're trying to get out of your mind and be very, very aware of what's going on in there, but attentive to your outside surroundings, to your breath work, and to your immediate environment. And through that, you're going to get a better understanding of how your mind functions. And when you have negative thoughts and a negative emotional reaction from those thoughts, you'll understand it better. And you can see what triggers you, and then you're going to start minimizing this stuff through mindfulness. So that thought, who am I? That question, ponder that a little bit in these little pockets that you have of these daily tasks that you get to achieve that mindfulness presence. So good luck out there. Let me know if you have any questions. Ask away in the comment section. Thank you for subscribing. If you have not already, please make sure to do so. And if you can this week, try to do something unexpectedly kind for another person. I guarantee it'll make their day, and it will probably make your day as well. So good luck, be well, and be mindful of yourself, others, and everything that's around you. Good luck, guys. Thanks for watching.